are all sitting here shooting the shit.
Yo, what's up, man? I'm your host, DJ Duss, with my co-host, my bro, Bamboo. How you doing, Bam?
Yeah, chilling, bro. What you saying? What you saying today?
It's a Monday, man. Besides the interview, it's a fucking Monday. Monday sucked. Monday was work, you know what I mean? But I'm happy to be on the podcast today. So, this is where we get to lay back and be ourselves, so it's all good.
Right.
Things are good, brother?
Yeah, everything all right, man. I had a good day, relaxing, got some studying in.
That's good, man. I hope you get that studying done real good. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's let the people know where they can follow us on. Instead of saying these all like I did a few times ago, you can follow us on all major platforms. That's on Shooting the Shit Podcast 1. Also, you can subscribe to our YouTube page. That's Shooting the Shit Podcast. Subscribe. That's just another area where you could also do a live stream. Or like our Facebook page, Shooting the Shit. Twitch, STS_podcast1, Periscope, DJ Duss at Shooting the Shit. These are also 3 sites that you can actually live stream and watch this live in person. So let's get this guest up and coming here. We got our boy here, Count Klassy. How you doing, Count?
Klassy.
Yo, what's up? I'm good. How you guys
good?
Good, man. We're good, man. We're happy to have you on, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, bro. Let's get right into it. This podcast, what we do is we get the people to get to know you a little bit. So where were you born and raised, brother?
I was born here in Toronto, greatest city in the world.
What?
And I grew up in North York. I did a little stint in Brampton, and now I'm kind of settled here in the suburb of Milton, Ontario.
There you go.
Nice. So let me ask you, who influenced you in hip hop, bro?
Oh man, I've been listening to hip hop my whole life. I think definitely my dad. Old school hip hop.
Nice. Yeah.
Generational. And then growing up with some legends like within my immediate reach that I didn't even know I was related to, and so that just like totally inspired me, and I grew up listening to hip hop as it changed over time too. So
yeah,
that's been dope.
Nice. So what was some of your first memories when your dad's pumping something? Who were some of the first guys that you were listening to that you were like, the shit, I kind of like hip hop?
Ooh, I would probably say Rob Bass.
Salt
and Pepper. Salt and Pepper's always been, shit. Like I've always had that stuck. And in fact, I referenced it in my one song, Volcano. There's a part where I just go,
yes, bro.
So yeah, it's definitely Salt and Pepper. I mean, I'm definitely not hip hop, but old school, like Inner Circle, like that as well. Like just,
of course,
getting the good energy, the good music coming into my blood flow, right? So,
gotcha.
So now we know you have an album out and everything, but how old were you when you first got started? When you took this game seriously, and you're like, this is what I'm gonna do?
I was in university, so I've always, my whole life, I always grew up in some sort of like limelight, whether I was doing like a school show and I was casted as the lead role, and then whenever you feel that first applause of your accomplishments and your achievements, that's like a drug that you can never ever replace.
It's true.
And so I was in school, I was like writing my essays, and I was like, man, this shit sucks. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be no 9-to-5 guy. So at that time, Young Money was super hot. Nicki Minaj, Wheezy, they were the hottest on the charts, and you can kind of, I guess, hear that in my spit and flow. So it would probably say about 2013, 2014, I started writing Buy It All back then, and then that whole process, finished school, did a little bit of the 9-to-5, said F that, and then I wrote the rest of my song, hit up with the producer, send up with the distributor, and here we are. So
that's sweet, man.
Sweet. Okay, doing all of that. So if you wanted to turn somebody on to your music, which song would you recommend first, bro?
Definitely
to be
Good
a fan.
Vibes. Good vibes.
Good vibes?
Good
And
vibes.
that's featured with Chocolate, right?
That's the feature that I did with Chocolate. Such a nice guy. I always got to big up Chocolate because the song itself is just about being in the moment, feeling good, enjoying life. We're so busy with all the bullshit around us, right? And no matter what industry you're in, just take a moment to relax, smell the roses, smoke that good shit, drink that good Chardonnay, you know, drink that beer you always like and
Yep.
enjoy. And so I ended up just hitting up a couple of big Canadian players in the DMs, and I was like, listen, are you, I sent them the track. I said, are you interested in hopping on it? I got a couple rejections, and then Choclair listened to it, and he said, yeah, I'm interested. Let me give a couple weeks, and I'll get something back to you. And then I told Choclair who I was. You know, my uncle is Tone Loc down in LA, and he was like really excited to really get going on the project. And within a couple weeks, I got his stems back. We brought it into my engineer in Toronto here at the Orange Lounge, and we have probably my biggest hit on the album ready to go.
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
sweet.
Any plans on probably working with him again in the future at all, or?
Oh, definitely. I mean, he was so easy to work with. You know, there was no ego to get in the way. He's always, I think, been known as like the nice guy in hip hop. And he really proved that. He's just such a genuine guy, and I have so much respect to someone who literally paved the way for someone like me in hip hop in Canada, right? Being the first Canadian artist to be signed to a US label, like that's fucking huge. So just the fact that I was able just to collaborate with him on my first album, like as an independent artist, big ups to him, big ups to me.
Yeah, the dude has some classic tracks. We all know that, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he definitely has some. And then there was a track. I don't know if I was talking to you, Bam, about when Choclair and all the Canadian guys did the Northern Touch.
Northern Touch, yeah.
And that's where like Canada was just like, this is an anthem and a half for us, like to be proud of, like you know.
It was a staple, and it put Canada really on the map.
Yeah,
what's to reckon with.
It was on the Get At Me Dog beat, the DMX beat. I think it was on the same beat.
It was from EPMD.
But, yes, you're right.
It might have been the Get At Me Dog beat. Might be. I'm not quite sure, but
I'm sure. I'm gonna look into that after. I'm sure though.
I'm curious now too. I want to go
I'm sure because I remember Get At Me Dog DMX. I think it was the same, and it was like, even though you know DMX is fucking, he's killed it back then, all the anthems. But I'm telling you, Northern Touch takes that beat hands down. So like, who are some of the producers you're currently working with that you enjoy?
So my man Ruben Ocean, I met him through my ghostwriting on social media, and through there I was like, yo, I'm Count Klassy, I want to do an album together. Can you produce some tracks for me? And he goes, I got you. So him and another one of our brothers, Let's Go Los, down in Tennessee, produced my full entire album, 7 Deadly Sins. And then I also work with a really great guy, Cisco Kennedy. He did a remix of one of my tracks. We have an upcoming single together. And another great producer is Show Tunes. He's, I believe, down in Kansas City, one of those yeehaw states, and
That's so good. Gotcha.
I was in such a moment too, and now I'm like, what am I saying?
That's so good. That's so good.
No, but he has such a passion for the work and the craftsmanship, and he's done some work with some big players, like people that are in the entertainment industry right now. So I hooked up with him, and now we're going to create some new upcoming projects, like including a mega project that I'm really excited to release.
Oh man, that's dope.
Nice. So the people want to know, are you signed, or are you independent label? Are you an independent?
I ain't signed to nobody.
Yeah.
Independent.
Shut up.
There you go.
Wait. I think especially I'm independent. I was fortunate enough that my single Buy It All got a distribution release with Sony Entertainment, so that's my affiliation.
Okay.
But I ain't signed to no one. Especially being a pioneer in gay rap, queer rap, creating new sounds and shit like that.
Right.
You sign away to a label, they're gonna want to suppress that and kind of
that's
put
so
you in
true.
a formula that's already been proven successful. Well, I'm not here to make a formula. I'm here to be my own artist, right? So why am I gonna give up my liberty? And
fuck that! It's gonna be your formula. It's your shit,
go.
right? Yeah, I get that. No, that makes sense. You're right. You're absolutely right on that. So listen. So I was looking through some of your stuff, and it says that you're a ghostwriter. You ghostwrote for some people. Who did you ghostwrite for?
Well, you don't know the definition of ghostwriting.
I do.
I can't actually say. It's a non-disclosure agreement.
I didn't see. Explain now. Okay, perfect. For the people that don't understand what ghostwriting is, could we talk about what it is?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's go there.
Pretend like I write lyrics based on the artists themselves.
Okay.
I also do digital media ghostwriting, so I log into their social media accounts and I respond to fans. I reply back.
Perfect.
Just keep them engaged. But when I ghostwrite, I either write directly for the artist and then I send it to them, or I write it into my catalog book that I send to different labels.
Okay.
But some of the artists that I've done work with, they have been touring the world as part of a group, a collective. I've done 3 artists that I've ghostwritten for from the 80s. One from the 90s, and now I'm just like shipping out like up and coming stars. They want to put lyrics here and there. That's an easy $50, $100 for me. So
but
yeah,
the question
problem.
is, how do you see them performing and being like so successful, and it's your shit? like you must get some sort of feeling, but you're like you said, I can't reveal who a ghost wrote for.
I ain't get paid enough for that shit.
So,
I see it as just being proud of the work that I produced, right? I mean, their delivery will never be the same as my delivery. I have a certain cadence to my sound that, you know, so it's completely different. And then, especially if I'm writing for the artist, I really gotta like listen to their tracks for days and days and days and understand how their flow and their spit is, and then try to mimic something of that sort, or I create something so general, right, that I can be that it could be input into like a chorus here and there. So for me, I'm just like proud that I'm able to even sit right here and say that I'm a ghostwriter, right? And I don't need to gloat that, you know, it's not me performing it, because there's a treasure bank up here. I can create a lot more films with my own shit.
Gotcha.
But see, now, like, especially in the hip hop industry, ghost writing, for the writer itself, he never gets slacked. The artist always gets slacked. You notice that? Like, you know, something like Drake's had a ghostwriter. Does that really fucking matter if the track is dope?
No, I mean, what people don't realize is that every single artist has a ghostwriter.
I agree.
One point or another. They can claim that they never worked with one, but their label will force them and say, no, we're going to change these lyrics here.
Yes.
Input a ghostwriter. Now your work is like, you know, kind of tainted. It's not 100% yours. But even if you wrote your own shit from top to bottom, by the time it gets to engineering and editing and all this shit, they're going to change maybe a chorus to here. They're going to drop something here. So it's still not going to be 100% your vision unless you're really adamant and then people don't want to work with you. But it is a team effort. It's a collective. When you look at an artist, people who are in the industry, they just see the one artist. But people who are in the industry, they see the artist, they see the marketing team, they see all the PAs, they see the sound guys, they see the engineers. So it's a whole collective. And ghostwriters, I mean, it's a lucrative business in hip hop. That's great.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. It's very true. I just find hip hop of all genres are the one that it always gets a little bit. I mean, he wasn't lyricist, you know.
Hip hop has always been like catty and shady, throwing shit back and forth, right? So why not use ghostwriter?
From the beginning, you know, hip hop's been competitive. You know, we always been who's better, who can get the crowd going, because it's more about getting the crowd. Because it was basically in the beginning was, if you in a party and there's 1,000 people in there, and if you can get them to go louder than the next man, you're a better MC. So, and that all depends on what you say, how you say it, the way you say it, and all that. So, when it comes to the industry and they changing things around, and don't get me wrong, like you said, you might get a ghostwriter that might write a little something or change something that make that song that much better. You get what I'm saying? But you're going to fight and resist it in the beginning because of where it came from. You know what I mean? So I can understand that.
And sometimes artists don't even realize what's best for their own song.
That's
because
true.
It sometimes takes a second or third pair of ears, you know, someone who's totally fresh on the project to say, no, you know what, switch up the registry here, or maybe change the key here, and we're going to have something that's more of an earworm.
Yeah, I
Gotcha. So is there any producers or MCs you want to work with in the future?
Oh, man. Definitely Sad Pony right now. The Trolls song that he produced with that they gave to 6ix9ine and Nicki Minaj, just something like mesmerizing about that beat. And I love listening to a song where like I don't even listen to the lyrics. I'm just listening to the beat, the drops, the build-ups, how it makes my soul feel inside. And that's something that Trolls did for me. Every time I'm driving, I just hear that beat that I want to crank it. So what I did, I went on Spotify. I always do my research on what I like. I went to the credits, saw that it was Sad Pony. I DM'd him just to say, yo, I just want to give you big ups to the track. It's very good.
Right.
It's tight, and then hopefully we'll see if anything comes from that. But Sad Pony is definitely one that I have my eye on. But an MC, I'm willing to work with whoever wants to work with me. I mean, I don't have I'm so versatile in what I can create and do. Just because people listen to Count Klassy as one type of artistry doesn't mean that that's all my artistry.
Oh,
so I can work with whoever wants to work with me.
Okay.
That's dope, man. That's dope.
Good.
So you've been on the show, The Social. How was that experience? Here's a picture. Look at you.
So those ladies are beautiful, fantastic. That's Melissa, Marcy, Laney, and Cynthia from Left to Right. And so I was actually on the set a couple times, CTV Studios. And then at the end, you get to take a great photo with them. And so I'm all about showing the love, and I'm always just like walking by them, like giving them the love sign. So I said, let's take a photo where we're all just showing the love to the camera. So that's one of my favorite photos of impromptu we just took together.
That's
and but my other TV work that I want to highlight was I was actually also on CBC's The Goods, and I did a segment where it was called Liar Liar, and I did a piece as a millennial social media ghostwriter. And so I had to guess which ones were the lies. And they're like, this should be easy for you because you're a ghostwriter on social media. I lost. So maybe I was not that good at it. But that was also a fun experience being on the CBC set and really seeing the energy of like live studio lights. Like, there's something about having the heavy, hot lights on you that makes you look flawless in front of the camera.
It's a different performance. It's the same thing. The lights, a performance, right?
Yeah, of course. You always gotta switch on, right? So, yeah, it was a cool experience. I can't wait to be back on television. There's
man, that'll be good. You have a great personality, bro. You'll definitely be up there again, man.
Thank you.
Definitely.
You got a new album called 7 Deadly Sins. Tell us more about that, bro. Tell us more about that.
Look at it. Okay, so 7 Deadly Sins. I remember that photo shoot really well. I did it out of my friend's kitchen. And
no way.
Yeah, and then she's like a fantastic photographer, and I took that image and I created the cover art from that, and I was like, I love this. So 7 Deadly Sins, essentially, I created one track for each sin that we glorify in our society, but I created it as like super easy to bop to, totally acculturated. You don't even think about, buy it all. I want to buy this, I want to buy that. But you don't even think about that you're acting like super greedy, right? Missing no meals. I want to eat this, I want to eat that. You're being gluttony, right? So it was fun project. It was definitely a concept album, which is something that I want to talk about, like singles versus albums. I fully believe that you should be releasing singles unless you have a concept album. No one wants to listen to an album anymore, unfortunately, unless there's, a reason why you have a track list together or some sort of art project. But 7 Deadly Sins is my baby. It's been around since about 2014. When Buy It All, I wrote it back then. And then I wrote Volcano last. And we finished in the studio with The Life last. And then that's it. Once that's done, we packaged it up. I released it on Juneteenth of this year. So something that holds true to my identity. I'm biracial, so wanted to celebrate my ancestry, and I also wanted to release it in June, which is the month of Pride, because there
you go.
So
I like that.
It was like the timing was just all right. It was just like all sweet. Some sort of like spirit guide just telling me like, this is what you got to do, and this is the timeline to do it.
Now, how long did the project take to make?
So writing process varies, depends on when I'm inspired or not, or how much weed I've smoked. But what's going on?
There we go.
There we go. So Buy It All, took me about 2 days. Good Vibes, for example, took me 45 minutes to write, which was kind of dope, like literally. And but the studio process, I was in the studio 12 hours to record that album.
12 hours, damn.
Yeah, so 12 hours. Mostly, I always like to do like 6 hours of just solid recording. Actually, Buy It All, Too Classy for You, and Good Vibes were all done in one take. And then we did editing and engineering. That's super important, especially in today's hip hop, right? Especially if you want to differentiate yourself from underground sound, you want to get into the studio, add some engineering, some vocal effects, because that's what's popping, that's what's in, and that in itself is its own art form. right? So just like people always shit on autotune, but they don't realize how difficult autotune is to match up with an individual voice.
Oh,
and
I know.
As well as to like editing, the pitching, the key, like it's a whole art form in itself. And sometimes, you know, if your engineer puts some shit ass autotune on you and you sing your chorus, it's like screechy. Thankfully, it never happened to me, but I've heard it to other artists. And that in itself is just like its own art form. So that's something that I think definitely differentiates between the underground sound and the new age kind of new school sound of hip hop.
Yeah, no, I understand, man. Like I just got the auto tune myself because I got my own recording stuff and set up at home, and you know I'm trying to add the auto tune in there. I'm not an engineer, so I'm having issues here, this and that, and matching the tunes and getting the right
and
key.
It's not.
And it's like, oh, I'm going fucking crazy. I have to send it to Joe. Joe's like, that shit is garbage. You know what I mean? So,
I'm not that mean.
No, that's all right. I respect your criticism, bro. You know what I mean?
Sounds like pots and pans. What the fuck is this?
Oh man.
So currently, can you name us your 5 top rappers currently?
5 top rappers.
Yeah.
I'd probably say all female to begin with. Nicki Minaj, 100%. I love watching her progress in the game and the industry over time.
That's true.
She's been around now for over 10 years, right? It's hard to even like believe. I love Tierra Whack. She's an up and coming artist who's like super creative and flamboyant and colorful. I love her. Cardi B. I do
That's a
appreciate
character.
what she brings to the industry, and I do appreciate her drive and her game. And I gotta give her respect. She made a lane for herself as well.
Yep.
Amira Wang. She's an up and coming artist from Kansas City. She has such a cadence to her delivery. She has such a powerful like delivery. There's something that is so mesmerizing about Amira Wang. And the last but not least, I know I said all women, but right now I'm hooked on Roddy Ricch.
Rich?
Yeah,
Really?
there's something about his flow that's very different that I'm kind of liking, and the shit that he's been producing actually sounds really good, and it's separate from the other stuff that's coming out right now. So I'm keeping an eye on Roddy Ricch and trying to understand exactly what he's bringing to the industry and what his sound is, and then seeing if I could like develop that or work with it further.
Yeah, that's cool.
Okay. So, did COVID push back any of your shows and projects?
Yeah, unfortunately, I had a album launch concert at Adelaide Hall in downtown Toronto. Set for August. We were going to donate a $10,000 check to Sick Kids Toronto Hospital.
Wow.
So it was in support of sick kids. We had the venue donated, like we had the security donated. It was like a dream come true for an independent artist. Everything was on my lap, and then Rona happened, so we had to pivot a lot of our strategies, like online digital concerts, but it's hard to raise that money. So I'm thinking like future royalties, for example, on some of my unreleased tracks, merchandise, try to raise some money to go back into Sick Kids Toronto, because everything I do, every single project I do, I try to want to give back to my own community. So that was a big letdown. I had ET Canada Pride have their eyes on it to do some news for it. I was going to bring Chocolare in to do maybe an opening and come on in on Good Vibes. Biff Naked was around in Toronto. She was in, she had an interest in attending, and so there was some good vibes and synergies happening.
Damn you, COVID.
Damn you, COVID, indeed. But you know what? There's always next year. There's always the year after that. It's always
for sure
forward, right? And
you know what?
As a learning opportunity.
And the positive things is, what I mean, you're gaining more ground on social media and stuff, and getting to meet more people. So even though once this COVID shit's over and you can pop this off, it might be even bigger than it was going to be this year anyways,
That's
right?
true.
So
That's true.
that'll be the positive side of it, right?
You get a lot of people flying in, coming out to support, show some love,
right, man. Absolutely.
Oh man, appreciate that. Yeah, it's just I want it to be a big, Toronto launch, just to kind of like support the talent we have here in Toronto.
Yeah.
But whatever it is, always just gotta pray for the good juju and the good vibes. So we'll see what happens next year.
If that ever happens, man, keep us posted, brother. You know what I mean? Keep us posted.
Absolutely.
So this all got together. This whole interview came together in one piece, and it came with mutual people from the internet. We're affiliated with, and good. You know, we have good friends on Bars of Death. And we saw you pop up with a donation of $200 for one of the winners. Tell me how that happened. How did that all come together?
Oh, that's actually a really funny story. So, I come from like the mainstream side of things, so I'm not really familiar with the underground scene. I don't really have networks in the underground scene.
Mm-hmm.
But one of my buddies, Dalton, he submitted a rap battle verse for Bars of Death contest. And I had haters from, I guess, from my high school or whatever, and they were actually comparing his submission to my work that was done in the studio, which is like two completely different forms of artistry. I'm like queer rap, I'm very melodic, and he's like underground spits.
It's
like
so different.
Right.
Like,
I'm gonna tear your fucking head off. Yeah.
It's so different, right? And so I wanted to just like channel that energy. So like they were just harping on me, being like, you know, Count Klassy sucks, look at Dalton, he's way better. And I actually like I love that energy because I want to turn that into a positive. So not only I reached out to Dalton, I said, let's create a track together, right?
Nice.
So, you know, I can hop on the chorus, you can do a couple of the verses. Then I reached out to Bars of Death and I said, listen, this is who I am. I actually want to sponsor, you know, this upcoming contest that you have. And I want to see some of these underground acts and artistry because there's so much that I could learn from the underground scene as well that I'm not really like exposed to from the mainstream side of things, right? So so I reached out to them and then they all just added me back on Facebook. They're really polite guys, super talented, super kind.
Good people, man.
From here on then, now we're just like part of the network. You know, we got this podcast going.
Yeah, it all works.
Right.
It's all like a ripple effect, right? So
it's a big family, man. It's been trust me, these Bars of Death guys, we're talking about competitors with much respect for each other. It's incredible. They've always backed each other up. Even if one loses a thing, you see all of them back the other one. Like it's because they're so good that it's hard to see a loser. Because one has to lose. It's a battle. But just because you lost, it didn't mean you suck. Trust me, man. You're still phenomenally amazing. And it's definitely a great community. It happened like it was. We've seen it grow. We've seen it grow from day one, and we've been so happy to be a part of it. And every once in a while, we actually lately we've been doing a battle. We actually get two of the guys up here. We interview them, and then we put their pre-recorded battles against each other. And then you know what I mean. And then we like to we usually try to interview a producer alongside with it. Just you know what I mean. The whole community, it's been great. We've had great response, and you know what I mean. I was just so cool because I saw you right on Facebook, you know, doing the donation and sponsoring, and all of a sudden it's like boom, 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 all these tags, and they're like, yo, man, and then within a week, you know, you're on our show, and it's been a pleasure. You know what I mean? So it's been dope though. That's cool though. Yeah, but
it's just like taking a scenario where it's just like negative and then like turning into something positive.
Oh, big time.
Everything that you do, that should be like your mindset. That's the mindset of success, right? So
dude, I don't know. Whoever tried to egg you on with this shit just got fucked right over.
Oh, big time. You got more fans, bigger reach.
Backfired big time.
You know? And you got underground hoods.
Yo, that hater's a dummy, man. You know what I mean? He screwed up big time. But anyways, just for fun and giggles, man, we usually have 10 rapid questions just to get to know you a little bit better. Just the fun facts, brother. So the first question would be, who's your favorite superhero and why?
X-Men, all of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
All of them.
He was spazzing out.
I like that, man. First job ever.
My first job ever was at Subway, making Subway sandwiches.
We all work at fast food, too.
Not a bad place, not a bad place.
So one word to describe your rapping style.
Fierce.
Oh, I like that. Favorite food?
Chinese food.
Oh, damn well. Yeah, that's good, man. So
especially when you're a stoner.
So what do you do for fun?
I love hanging out with friends and creating a good, strong network that's always around me and positive.
That's dope, man.
Nice.
So if there was a movie made about your life, who would play you?
Oh, my goodness. Who has hair like me? I don't know.
I don't know, bro. That's true.
That's a really hard question. They might.
You got to pick a good-looking dude with some wig, man. That's all you.
I don't know. Maybe Post Malone.
Oh shit! Yeah. All right. So besides music, what's your favorite hobby?
Video games.
Okay. What's your favorite video game? Just that's a side question.
I like Pokemon franchise myself. I'm a huge nerd for
the
Nintendo Pokemon series.
Okay, so your dream car?
Lamborghini.
Oh, beautiful. And last question would be, name your favorite movie.
Ooh, I'd probably say Rent the Musical.
Rent the Musical?
Rent the
Dope,
Musical.
dope.
Yeah.
So now it's all said and done. You know, what's next for you? You got this album done. What do you see? What's the vision? What's next for you? What's your next big goal?
You know
plan?
what? I'm always shooting for the moon and landing within the stars, whatever the hell that quote goes. But
it seems far enough for me, man.
I'm actually right now, you know, it's a bit of a secret project, but I'll give you a little bit of tidbit information just for Shooting the Shit podcast.
Thank you very much, bro.
I'm working with a producer to create a gay rap anthem that's going to have a roster of 10 to 12 artists on it. Each one of us market it to our own fans. We're going to get a lot of press on it, and all of us are going to donate every penny of our royalties to our own chosen charities.
Wow.
So whenever you stream it or whenever you buy the single, you support 12 artists as well as 12 different charities. So that is something that I am working on. I can't say who's on the roster yet.
That's fine. That's fine. We'll take whatever we got right now. It's good.
I'm working on some heavy hitters, and I'm working on creating history in the game.
That's good, man. You know what, man? For me, you know, I was really happy. You know, we got to meet today, actually, you know, face to face through the computer here. But you know what, man? Like, you are a real stand-up guy, man. Like, you know, like all the best for you, brother. Like, you are stand-up. You know, the donations. You think beyond. You know, you're a generous guy, man. And it's, you know what I mean. Not you don't come across people like you too often, brother. Like, keep whatever you're doing, keep it up, man.
Keep doing it. Keep doing it.
I appreciate that, guys. Seriously,
really
guys. I had a blast on this podcast. We were chatting for half an hour.
Yeah, I know. We had to let the people know. We almost forgot to get on. We want to let people know where they can follow you, bro. They can follow you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. You also have a website, countklassy.com. You're on Spotify, but you're also on other music platform, aren't you?
I'm on everything.
Everything, yeah. Once you're on one, you're...
Yeah, if you just Google Count Klassy, everything will come up.
Everything comes up, right? So that's dope, man. But definitely... we were talking earlier, you know, the old school panels coming up with some, you know, some topping stuff. Would you be willing to come on one of our panels one day?
Oh, Hundo P.
Yes, that'll be dope, bro. That'll be dope. But you know what, bro? When we end the interview, we're gonna play Good Vibes. Featuring Chocolate. Count Klassy, thank you for shooting the shit with us, man. It's been a pleasure.
I'll get at you.
Later, buddy.
Bye.
Shout out to Mickey.
Smoke it, crush it, roll it, light it, smoke it, crush it, roll it, light it, smoke it, crush it, roll it, roll it, roll it. I woke up in the morning, I look at the bright shining sun, picture perfect showcase, happiness ain't taken by no one, rent's due, it's cool, I know, we gonna pay it off eventually. We know that this world is so cruel, just behind spirituality. Take your time to walk this earth. Enjoy the beauty of our bodies feeling so good. Yeah, yeah. My mind hurts. Make the pain go away. Yeah, I'm gonna take us to another place. Roll that joint now, smoke a spliff now. Pass the good vibes all around. Roll that blunt tight to make us feel right. Don't come back down. Roll that joint now, smoke a spliff now. Pass the good vibes all around. Roll that blunt tight to make us feel right. Don't come back down.
Yeah, we roll up, blow up the smoke in the air. The way that we move, yo, it just ain't fair. But who cares? Our vibes like feather in the wind. It begins with your lips and your kiss and your hips on my hips. In the back of the Lincoln thinking, yeah. Sunlight breaking, no mistaking of what happened. Good night, good vibes, good friends. Read you looking damn good in them jeans. Roll up them trees, exhale to enemies. We on white sands and our hand movements are outlandish.
Hey, you're thinking on me. Gotta wonder what made you be. Boss of ethics. life for you to control. Puff, puff, made me bright. College papers up all night. Still walking out, honest degree. Toke after toke and leaf after leaf. True story, you better believe. We the people, gotta succeed. Got needs, unity. Everybody be who they wanna